No sleep, no sleep. Wake up. Collect your money. Collect your money.
Ever wondered why a lot of people would prefer the health and care work visa than other kind of visas while coming to the UK? Want to know why? Stick with me. Hello, gracious ones, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I just want to quickly talk about something I feel will be beneficial to you, my gracious family members. My name is Grace, as always, hasn't changed. You can call me the gracious one. If you love this kind of content and you want to join this family, please click the subscribe button. Now, straight to the business of today. The immigration health surcharge is one fee most people coming to the UK have to pay because it's a requirement, a prerequisite before you can even make your visa payment. Now, interestingly, people who are on health and care work visa are exempted. The immigration health surcharge was implemented in 2015 and has since been in use. In 2020, however, to appreciate the effort of the health and care workers and all they did to save the world in the face of the COVID-19 pandemic, these people, these health and care workers and people within this visa category were exempted from the immigration health surcharge. Whatever visa type you are on, you are most likely going to be, provided you paid your IHS, you are most likely going to be able to claim IHS reimbursement. And this is what this video is all about. I'll give you the conditions for eligibility. I'll give you key points to note. I'll also tell you what to look out for, the step-by-step process of how to apply, and of course, some gracious advice from my experience about how to pay. And for those who think it's public fund, why I believe it's not public fund and why you should make your claim ASAP. Conditions for eligibility. You must hold a relevant visa and must have paid your IHS, which is the immigration health surcharge, for the period covered by this claim. Okay? You must work in the health and care sector, and you must have worked in this sector for at least 6 months and worked at least 16 hours each week for the period of these 6 months being considered. Those are the 4 basic conditions for eligibility. Other points to note is that the applicant will need to apply for this reimbursement on a 6-monthly basis, like I said. So when they have worked for an average of at least 16 hours per week for the full 6 months. This reimbursement will be processed in 6 months installments in arrears. So even if you paid your IHS for a 3 years visa, you can't claim the 3 years at once. You claim it every 6 months, and for the last 6 months is what you'll be claiming after that. So it's in arrears. If the applicant has any dependents who has also paid the IHS, they will be able to claim a reimbursement for each of their dependents. So it's not just about the person working in the health and care sector, but even his or her dependents can also make their claims. For those who claim that the IHS reimbursement is public fund and that's why they don't want to claim it back.
Bombastic side eye.
To avoid talking too much, because I don't know where they got that information about it being a public fund, or where they got that from, I don't know. So I don't want to talk plenty. I'll just read a section of the reimbursement guidance for you all to understand it by yourself. You will see. I'll put it on the screen and you will hear. And then you can draw your own meaning. But before I even read that, this money that is being paid to you, it's reimbursement. It's a refund. It is your money that they are giving back to you because they are grateful for your contribution to the health and care sector, technically. So it's like they are paying you back your money by installments. Your money, not government money, not public fund. But let me still read that part. After that, I'll just jump to the next thing. If you are still not convinced or you are still scared that it's public fund, don't claim it. But I believe with these few points of mine, I've been able to convince and not confuse you that you can claim your IHS money with peace of mind. So, okay, let's read together. The reimbursement scheme is designed for applicants who are in the UK on time-limited visas that give them a generic right to work. Examples of this may include dependent of a UK national or another migrant, someone on a tier 2 student visa who can undertake up to 20 hours of work a week during term time. So they even considered students that will have to work 20 hours a week. So there are 16 hours. If you work your 20 hours, you still meet the target of 16 hours weekly. So you can claim as a student. You saw it there. The third one is someone on tier 5 government authorized exchange visa. And then the fourth is someone on a tier 5 youth mobility scheme. There you have it for yourself. Do with it what you wish. Okay, so we'll go and moving straight into the application process proper. I'm going to put the link you will need to just click on and it will take you to the page where you can apply. So when you start, you're going to see the documents you require, which is your IHS number. If you've registered with your GP or I'm sure you have that number. It's a 12-digit number. Your national insurance number, your email address, the name of your employer, copies of your payslip for the 6 months you are claiming. You can upload them either as a scan or a photo. If you are applying for your dependents, you also need their IHS number. Normally, the timing for this application is usually within 6 weeks. After you submitted all evidence, it takes like 6 weeks before you can get your money. It could be earlier, it could be later if you do not attach all the relevant information. So ensure you take your time, put in all the documents you need so that you don't have to be reached out to for more evidence and in the process delay the entire process. When you click on start now, it takes you to another page, which is this. Has the applicant paid an immigration health surcharge for their current visa? Of course you have. If you haven't, you won't be in this place in the first place. So you click yes. What type of visa does the applicant hold? I read earlier the kind of eligibility criteria you need to have. So what you have on this page is 3 options. If you are not on tier 2 and you're not on the tier 5, then you click other visa. So if you are a student or you're a dependent, you can click other visa and then you continue. The next question is, has the applicant had a job in health and social care? Okay, and they give you an example. If you haven't, you wouldn't be applying for this. So yes. Did the applicant work in the health and social care job for 6 months or more? All these questions are to make you know whether you really are eligible or not. Okay. So the next one is, when working in the health and social care job, was the applicant working an average of 16 hours or more per week? So it has to be yes for you to scale through. And they will now have the summary where they tell you about your answers. So here you can change. So for this one, you can see the answer is yes, 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 yes. If you want to change an answer, you can change at this point. Click on change in front of whichever question you want to change and make the relevant change. So based on the answers given, this applicant is eligible for an immigration health surcharge reimbursement. So these first questions were to save you time so you don't apply unnecessarily. The next page asks for your name, your name, your surname. Then what's the applicant's date of birth? You fill in your date of birth here. What's the applicant's national insurance number? You fill in your national insurance number there. What's the applicant's immigration health surcharge? You fill your IHS number here. What's the applicant's email address? You fill in your email address. What's the applicant's phone number? You fill in your phone number. It's optional. So if you want, fill it. If you don't want, it's okay. Do you want to add any dependents who have paid an immigration health surcharge? At this point, you say yes if you have dependents who have paid the immigration health surcharge with you. If not, you say no. So when you say yes, it's going to now ask for the details of the dependent. So you're going to fill the dependent's name, family name, date of birth, and IHS number. If you have more than one dependent, you add the total number of dependents you have. You answer the same questions for the dependents you have. So this is what will come up. You can add dependents. So you add the number of dependents you have and answer these same questions are going to be repeated for each dependent. The next question is, what's the starting date of the 6-month employment period the applicant is claiming for? The next one is, what are the applicant's employment details? Here you need to fill in the name of the organization you work for. You should include any employers that the applicant has had for the 6-month period of your claim. So if you've had more than one employer but you've been in the healthcare sector, you can use all the different employers provided you've worked within the 16 hours minimum weekly and for a 6 month period. The next page says what's the applicant's job title. So you go to whatever it is on your offer letter or your pay slip and have it put in here. When you've done that, it will tell you to check the employment details and you look at it and see if it's okay. Then the next question will be, does the applicant have another job within NHS and health and social care? If your answer is yes, you tick yes. So imagine that this one you put in doesn't have up to the 6 months you're looking for because you've changed your healthcare agency or office or whatever. Then you put in yes, and then you have space to write the name of the next place you've worked in. So what's the applicant's job setting? This is where you would describe where your job falls in. Okay, they need the information to make sure that your detail is suitable for the people who can apply. So it's either you're working in the hospital, a GP practice, a care home, a community health care setting, and it could be other health and care sectors. And once you're done with that, you have to start uploading your evidence. The evidence you're uploading is your payslip for the period covered, showing that you've worked the required number of hours for the required number of months. Then they will ask if you want to give any extra information about the applicant's employment or attachment, which is optional. And then you check your answers before sending in your application. After that, you're going to have a declaration where you can declare, and that will be the end of the application process. You'll get a message saying that your application is complete and you have successfully submitted the claim for an immigration health surcharge reimbursement. We've sent you an email to confirm this. And so that's that about the application process. The last bit of this video is a personal advice from me. If you're going to be making payment for your IHS, now that you know that you can claim the IHS back, you can get a reimbursement refund. I would advise you not to make payment with anybody's credit or debit card, but to use yours. And if you must use somebody's own or any other person's own, please and please let it be someone you know, someone you trust, someone you can reach. Because the only way they're going to send this money back to you is to send it to the account or card you used to make the payments. So I'm saying this to you because I mentioned in one of my videos. If you've always watched my video, you've been on this channel for so long, you will know that I mentioned it in one of the videos where I talked about how to pay school fees. I said, if you can, please start buying dollars on time and put in your domiciliary account, because there's a limit to the amount of dollars you can deposit on a monthly basis. So I bought dollars I could not deposit in my account. So I found a friend of his that has an account, a domiciliary account with a card. So I paid in the money I collected into that person's account so that I could use his card to make the payment for the IHS. Now, each time the IHS money drops in my account, his own doesn't drop according to him. And by the time I get it, like last time, after I'd gotten the one that I used my account to pay for, I reached out to this person. It took another 3 months for me to get the money, and not even in full, like he needs to be sure that they won't charge him and stuff like that. And then I reached out to IHS, we at the point in time, the guy was saying no money. We had to even make a complaint to IHS, and they replied, gave us the full details of the guy's name and all that. They've paid the money to the person's account. We should find a way to trace it and stuff like that. But the back and forth is not worth it. So just use someone you trust, or preferably, please use your account so that you can get the money credited to you, because they refuse to change the account. They said they can only change the account to pay the money into if they pay the money into that account and it bounces back, so they know the account is inactive. Then they will now reach out to you to ask for alternative bank details. Other than that, the money automatically goes back to the card or account you pay the money from. So that's just an extra tip and advice from my experience I thought to share. And with this, we've come to the end of this video, and I really do hope it helps you, and it's demystified some of your myths. It's explained the process holistically, and you're good to go. And so please feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe, and do all the good stuff in between. I love you all. Stay graceful, and I'm going to see you in my next video. Bye.